So the first, I think, the conference is just one of the avenues where we at the Gates Foundation try to promote improvement in maternal, newborn and child health in the continuum of care. We believe every life has equal value, and so therefore what we try to do is to say how can we support people help themselves live healthy, productive lives. So we look at the whole circle, life cycle approach, from being born to growing up, to being an adolescent, to being an adult, to being a productive adult, and then the life goes on and on. So within that continuum of care, in health, we look at issues around pregnancy, childbirth, immunization. We look at, then people become adolescents. We look at adolescent reproductive health. People then marry. We look at family planning. We look at childbirth. We look at, he's not paying attention. We looked at childbirth. And then, so these are the areas of health. Then we look at agriculture, because people have to make a living. We look at financial services for the poor, because people have to also have financial inclusion. So we look at a lot of things in the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, because we believe that every person deserves to live good and healthy, productive life.
Okay. In one of your talking in the hall, you said you made mention of the grassroots. Now, that's where we have most of the challenges. So what do you think, how can this be addressed?
I think in as much as a lot of development partners are supporting some of these services I enumerated for you, the main thrust of really creating the impact we need lies with the government of Nigeria and with the people of Nigeria. So the people themselves need to begin to think hard and make smart choices about their lives, about their health education, disease prevention, cleanliness, water, clean water, hygiene, good sanitation, good feeding. For example, people should begin to eat rich indigenous food. It makes more sense to eat beans and to eat akara and snail than to go and eat custard or rice, because these are nutritious food that impact lives, yeah? And also some of our cultures feed children things like crayfish, kunungeda, this is peanut butter pap, soybeans, instead of feeding children McDonald's and bread. So these are life-changing things we need to do. And then in a broader government sense, the government needs to take more responsibility around primary health care. Our governments need to invest in primary health care, particularly two areas: human resources for health. We need to begin to bring back school of midwifery. It is, when I was training as an obstetrician gynecologist, nearly 50% of all the maneuvers I learned in the labor ward to make sure women have successful delivery were taught to me by midwives, not by doctors. So getting real on what is necessary for them to do. And finally, what we can do as development partner is to give technical assistance. When government wants to do it, we have lots of experts that can help them, advise them, guide them. And with prudence and smart prioritization, I'm sure the statistics we just had today will be very different 2-3 years down the line.
We've had a lot of policies being developed. A major problem is the implementation. What do you think, or how do you think we can monitor the implementation of these policies?
So first, number one is we don't need any new policy. That's number one. No more policies. We now change our gear to implementation. And this is where the role of civil society is important. Civil society need to get up to speed in monitoring and in giving constructive advice and constructive criticism. This is also where journalists need to rethink how they report things. Journalists are some of the best tools we have in this community, in this country, if only they'll be constructive. They look at things, They give constructive advice. If things are not going well, they say it and give advice on what should happen, but not sensationalize and make drama out of things. But also, with this hard economic situation, I also think governments need to listen to experts so that they can prioritize what is important in the interest of their own people.